The Clippers win the opening tip as we get things started at Staples. Beverly. Kawhi Leonard rejects it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
McCollum, tough matchup against George. Covington to McCollum. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Trailblazers. Probing the defense. Lillard to Powell. Lillard, his first effort off the mark. Beverly into the front court. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. They'll get it down to Leonard. Had a good look there, but it's no good. To Lillard. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's how you defend. Beverly into the front court. Lead is 2. George to Marcus Morris. Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
Lillard to Cantor. And his Cantor above the rim. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Paul George to Beverly. Paul George, 2 for 2. That's what you want. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And be the best version of Paul George there is.
Covington to Powell. Here comes the screen. For 3, tough shot for Norman Powell. No good.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Lillard to Covington. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
You see this all the time. The defensive player is establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Damian Lillard has got 2 shots coming. Career 88% from the line. Misses the first. Missed the second. 0 for 2. To Leonard. Cantor. C.J. McCollum. Well, their first 3, and they're right back in it within a possession in this first quarter.
Well, I don't want to live in the past, but if you got a couple of those to drop earlier, they could have had a nice lead. Now, we got a dogfight.
Beverly into the front court. Leads 3. And his Cantor pins it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Wide open look won't go. The follow won't go either. Kawhi Leonard, guarded by McCollum. Powell. The pass taken away by the Clippers. To Leonard. And the Blazers clear the rebound. Lillard. And the rebound taken down by the Clippers. To Paul George. Shot from the lane won't go. Paul George. 3 for 4. Good start.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
McCollum with the basketball. Down 5. Here comes the screen. McCollum against George. Marcus Morris sends it away. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. It's LA Clippers ball. Rises for the slam.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Covington to Lillard. 4-3. His first quarter struggles from deep continue. It's no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
McCollum to Covington. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Paul George fires. Paul George looking good. 4 for 5.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody will be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Here comes the screen. Lillard to Covington. Oh, he had it.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
George against the Lehigh product. Beverly. Short jumper misses. Powell to Cantor. Paul George. Huge block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Beverly into the front court. Leads 5. Knocked loose. Blazers come away with it. Lillard missed his first 4 shots from the field in this one, but he gets that to drop from 3.
There you go. That's the rhythm that we're talking about. That's the kind of bounce you need in your step.
PG lets it fly. Paul George. He's now 5 for 6.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Lillard to McCollum. Here comes the screen. Lillard matched up with Paul George. Curling inside, even to Zubac. Swats it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Blazers have it. McCollum. Lets it fly from long range. He made his first effort, but not that time. Clippers have the basketball. George to Beverly. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Patrick Beverly. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. McCollum into the front court. Trailing by 4. To Covington. Here comes the screen. Runner's good there.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Here comes the screen. Paul George to Cousins. George cashes in. Someone has to get into a zip code.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Trying to take it all the way, but it's no good. McCollum with the basketball. Down 4. Here comes the screen. McCollum. Deep left corner. Beyond the arc for 3. Robert Covington is long, and it pays off with the 3.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making a shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
Beverly into the front court. His team up by 1. Oh, he had him there for a second. To Beverly. Knocked loose. Blazers come away with it. Covington. To McCollum. That's no good.
Look, sometimes it takes a little while to get into the flow of the game. During the next timeout or during the next break in action, take the ball, go shoot it. See the ball go through the net a couple of times.
Scores at the basket. Great body control, Jay. He was a freight train down the lane.
I'm telling you right now, with moves like that, scoring is not going to be an issue tonight.
Beverly into the front court. Leads just a point. To George. DeMarcus Cousins. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
McCollum into the front court. They're down 3. Runner here won't go down. To Leonard. Driving right to the basket. Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Now the Blazers will use a timeout. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. McCollum with the basketball. Counting down towards a minute to play here in a very tight opening quarter. Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is going to get a chance at 3 here. A career 81% free throw shooter. First try, no good. Second and 3 is good.
Good money.
George to Beverly. Fires the 3. Buries the wide open 3. That's too easy.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start jogging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
It's Portland ball. Ah, rocking the rim. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
To Nick Batum. Paul George. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Anthony. That one off the mark. It's no good. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. 1 quarter down. The Clippers are out in front. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Portland has the ball. Anthony. That no good. Off the mark. And that'll be out of bounds. Last touch by a Blazer. Step back jumper.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
To Zubac, snatching it out of the air.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Full throttle, right to the basket for the deuce.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
We'll get a stoppage here. Timeout Portland as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. Terry Stotts has turned to his bench. Lillard to Cantor. And it's Cantor above the rim.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
It's LA Clippers ball. Rondo defended by Lillard. Gets it in the left corner. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
George to Batum. No, I missed a short one there. Lillard to Covington. Baseline drive. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Off the assist. To Covington. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Driving is Lillard, but his shot won't fall.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
McCollum to Lillard. It's a big finish. Where did that come from?
It's like he got in an elevator and went to floor 8. And Ed, I have to say something. In public.
I feel like you're speaking from experience.
Everyday experience, my friend. Every day.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Lillard knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
Clippers have the basketball. To Paul George. Stuffs it down with authority. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Lillard to Cantor. Knocked loose. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. So possession stays with the Blazers. Lillard can't go down. Smothering defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Paul George. And the basket good at the rim.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Lillard. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
George. The drive, right to the basket. He wants it at the rim and scores.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To George. Rondo picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Down low, George. Scores from the post. Lillard picked up by Patrick Patterson. Covington to Lillard. Nothing going here on that drive. Screen coming. Lillard to Anthony. Going to launch beyond the arc. Not that time. LA Clippers with the basketball. To Paul George. Goes reverse to lay it in.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
New personnel on the floor for Doc Rivers. Covington. To Anthony. From long range. And Carmelo Anthony. Zero hesitation as he knocks down the three.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
To Beverly. Enes Kanter with the block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
C.J. McCollum. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. George, defended by McCollum. Has a look. George with a shot, no good.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
From the painted area, won't go down.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
It's LA Clippers ball. Knocked loose. Cousins, guarded by Carmelo Anthony. Flushes it home.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
I got ball.
To George. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. A bad pass there. Blazers have it. To Anthony. Gets it in the right corner. McCollum buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Timeout called here by the Clippers, as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Changes coming from both sides right now. Here comes the screen. Rondo matched up with Lillard. Ah, the monster stuff.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Lillard. Shot off the mark. Good defense. Blazers have it. Covington to McCollum. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Strong finish for Paul George.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Lillard to Anthony. Here comes the screen. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year. Averaged around 16 a game. The lowest total of his 15-year career. Wow.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Damian Lillard trying to cash in on a three-point play. He's struggled so far. One free throw good, so he converts on the three-point play, and the lead down to 11. To Marcus Morris. Beverly. Here comes the screen. Reggie Jackson, guarded by McCollum. Reggie Jackson, he's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Lillard on the drive, but he can't finish.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
To McCollum. Fires the three. That's off the side of the rim, short.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Can't connect. To Covington. Lillard. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Slams it down.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. To Beverly. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Here comes the screen. Covington to Lillard. Here's a chance from long range. He engulfed him that time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. They've recovered it. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Dame rises. Shot by Lillard. No good. Deep three at the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Thanks, fellas. I think the rim is still shaking. Put together a nice half and were rewarded with a solid lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing. The Clippers worked hard for their halftime lead. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Trailblazers were in need of a bit more scoring if they wanted the halftime lead. They've been scrappy, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Portland Trailblazers.
Game track. Assists.
The Portland Trailblazers are struggling to move the ball and create good looks for each other. What makes it worse is their opponent isn't having nearly the same problem.
Player of the half.
Paul George most definitely deserves to be player of the half for the way he distributed the ball. It was an excellent display of court vision and solid passing.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Lillard to Covington. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Well defended. Covington's a tough matchup. To Beverly. Driving right to the basket. Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. Kawhi Leonard. He's 3 for 7.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
McCollum into the front court. His guys down big. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
Maybe pace it right here. They got a big lead at home.
Kawhi Leonard defended by McCollum. Gets it in the left corner. Paul George. Has a chance. Shot by George. Misses. McCollum with the basketball. Down a bundle. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Leonard. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
The pass taken away by the Clippers. Short jumper stays out. Trailblazers with the basketball. Lillard to McCollum. Screen coming. Lillard against Paul George. Covington to Anthony. For three. Not getting the bounce. Covington. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Paul George. Nice pass to set things up.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Lillard to Anthony. 4-3. And Carmelo Anthony, he won't miss those. Hits the wide open three.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough two than a wide open three.
To Leonard. Here comes the screen. Here's Leonard for two. Kawhi Leonard. With that, he's 5 for 9.
Oh, my goodness. Someone please patch me into the arena intercom. Clean up on aisle 3.
Nothing going here on that drive. Lillard to Anthony. Here comes the screen. Anthony drills the three.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Oh, yeah, it's me and you.
Anthony, the pass taken away by the Clippers. To Marcus Morris. Scores from the post.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Lillard to Anthony. Tough make through traffic.
It seems like yesterday I was rapping with this kid during the NBA pre-draft workout. He looked scrawny. Nobody knew if he could really make it. But the arrow continues to point straight up for Dame Lillard. Another terrific season. A first-time All-NBA first-team player. Tied for 4th in the league in scoring last year. This kid is no doubt about it. Dame time.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
At the last second, that's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Here comes the screen. Lillard. Even to Zubac. Sends it away. That's his 3rd block this evening.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
It's George for 2. Doesn't get the bounce. Great look and vision. Beverly into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Leaves his man in the dust and finishes at the rim.
And a lot of folks last year, including myself, were surprised that Dame was named first-team All-NBA ahead of Russell Westbrook. Look, I love Dame's game, but come on, man. Russ averaged a triple-double for the second season in a row. Stop it.
Beverly into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Deep left corner. Kawhi Leonard. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
Gets it to go. And the
through. You have to give the offensive player a lot of credit. The concentration you...
Damian Lillard with a chance at a 4-point play. He struggled so far, and he knocks it down at the line. Beverly into the front court, looking to make something happen. Leonard to Beverly. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
It's not a travel if it looks pretty.
Even to Zubats with a piece. Fourth this contest. Knocked loose. And a whistle.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Doc Rivers making some changes to his lineup. Cantor able to recover with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Off the assist.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious, but don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when they're there.
Ennis Cantor tips it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Portland's got it. Lillard to Powell. Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for two.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Matched up with Carmelo Anthony. To Leonard. Blazers come away with it. Anthony to Cantor. Lillard. That's good D. Shot no good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Blazers have it. Lillard. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. To Leonard. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Lillard. To Anthony. The Blazers with 4 in the shot clock. DeMarcus Cousins rejects it. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Deep two there, won't go. sizing up the defense. Too much contact, and free throws coming.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Damian Lillard at the line for 2 shots, shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. First one, count it. And he makes them both. Rondo with the basketball. He'll run the offense. And it's Lillard with the rebound. To Powell. And it's Cantor above the rim. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Knocked loose. Blazers come away with it. Rim rocker for Norman Powell.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Leonard to Nick Batum. The drive right to the basket. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Nikola Batum, couple of free throws on the way. A career 83% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. So it remains Portland basketball. Lillard, bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Batum, has a look. Nikola Batum, better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Driving right to the basket. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great... And that's the game.
Damian Lillard at the line for a chance at a three-point play, shooting 66% in this contest.
Good shot, man.
To Cousins. Patterson matched up with Carmelo Anthony. To Leonard. Jackson. Shot clock winding down. Short jumper won't go down. Powell guarded by Patterson. To Cantor and finishes strong.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
To Leonard. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
A simple touch foul.
They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Rajon Rondo trying to cash in on a 3-point play. He wants this number up, 60% career free throw shooter. The pass taken away by the Clippers. To Leonard. A pass stolen by Portland. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. To Leonard. Missed a wide open look. Lillard to Cantor. Kawhi Leonard pins it.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Oh, nice find for the basket.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Oh, emphatic slam. Carmelo Anthony sends it away. 3 quarters complete, and a nice advantage right now for the Clippers. The Clippers with the basketball as we begin the 4th quarter. And this one, Jay, not totally in the win column yet, but with a double-digit lead, you have to like their chances.
I love when I start seeing fans exit the arena so early in this game, and I hear people say, this one should be in the bag. Well, guess what? It's never a guarantee. You have to be careful not to slow down the pace of the game and take the air out of the basketball. You have to put your foot on the gas and try to win this game with a sense of urgency.
Trailblazers take over. Lillard to Cantor. Lets it fly from long range. Tough shot for Norman Powell. No good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
George to Leonard. Knocked loose. Blazers have it. Powell. C.J. McCollum. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
George against the Lehigh product. Nothing going here on that drive. A bad pass there. Blazers have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Robert Covington with the strong finish.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Strong finish for Paul George.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
It's Portland ball. To Powell. Knocked loose. Clippers have it.
You got to go for the score here right now in this possession.
Beverly to Marcus Morris. He gets it.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Damian Lillard. Huge block.
Continuous effort is the key for your team's success. No one this entire ball game has quit on a play. That right there, that's what's going to help your team win this game.
Paul George. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Marcus Morris at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 73%. Free throws good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. Lillard. The pass taken away by the Clippers. George. And the finish. Slam dunk.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Lillard. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Jackson to Marcus Morris. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Lillard throws it down.
And that transition offense was flawless. When guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency, you heard me correctly, a sense of urgency, you will get a great shot every possession.
Paul George, 4-2, unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Clippers have the basketball. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
I don't know, Ed. Maybe there's a long-term play here. But next game, we're going to be aggressive early. Maybe.
Reggie Jackson. He's got 2 shots coming. A career 85% free throw shooter. First one goes down. Two for 2 on that trip. To Anthony. Here comes the screen. Covington to Powell.
Hey, talk to me.
Down to 5 on the 24. Short jumper won't fall.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Beyond the arc for 3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
I wasn't even sure if he saw the defense behind him. But what he did see was his teammates' eyes telling him where to pass for that easy catch and shoot.
To Nick Batum. Carmelo Anthony swats it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
To Leonard. Can't connect from inside. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the... Jackson with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Marcus Morris. And the rebound taken in by the Trailblazers. Shot from the lane won't go.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
Perfect feed to set up the basket.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Okay, you don't get a 10 for style points, but it worked.
Knocked loose. Blazers come away with it. Slams it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
To Jackson. Reggie Jackson. Oh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Stuffs it down with authority.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Knocked loose. Blazers have it. So important to take care of the basketball. Easy 2 on the other end after the turnover.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Knocked loose. And scores.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. To Powell. Fires the 3. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Going to launch beyond the arc. And a putback slam.
If you know anything, it comes down to who wants it more. And right now, the offense is just hungrier.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this 4th quarter. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. To Reggie Jackson. Beverly. To Jackson. Trying to cash in. Oh, he was wide open. And it's not going to be pretty when they watch the video. Someone's getting chewed out. Easy path to the rim.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Beverly into the front court. The lead is 15. Jackson to Beverly. Down low for Leonard. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Kawhi Leonard trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. Free throws good as they continue to widen their lead.
Defense, let's go.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Lillard at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's shooting 71% so far. Free throw good, and the lead back down to 15. LA Clippers with the basketball. Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Kawhi Leonard snatching it out of the air. Beverly into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
To Covington. Clippers have got it. To Reggie Jackson. Leonard to Marcus Morris. The drive right to the basket. The Clippers with 4 to shoot, able to convert inside.
There's something that is so impressive about what we saw this evening. Not just the shot-making ability, but the fact that not every shot came from the pocket. There were some bad passes being made, and the shots came from different places around the body, which aren't usual for the typical shot. That shot-making ability, that's something special to watch.
Off the mark on the first free throw. No good on the first, no good on the second. 0 for 2. Blazers come away with it. Robert Covington with the strong finish.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
To George. DeMarcus Cousins. He has struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5. 6'11", 270. That's a massive man. You can make a case there's nobody like him.
There isn't anybody like him in the NBA. He is an absolute bully on the block, can burrow his way through traffic, make it easy, and also possesses that sweet shooting touch from the outside.
Pass stolen by Portland.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. Can't miss those. Lillard knocked loose. Clippers have it.
I've tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
Passed it off, and Cousins throwing it down. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
From long range. George, defended by McCollum. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory as they win this one in blowout fashion. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The were solid in today's victory. They did plenty of great things, but we all know what's going to be remembered are the dunks. And you know what? I'm going to remember nothing but the dunks as well. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Trailblazers just couldn't get within striking distance toward the end of the game. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Portland Trailblazers.
Game track. Assists.
The Los Angeles Clippers were very impressive in the way they shared the ball, giving each other the opportunity to not just take good shots, but great shots. That's what I believe made the difference for them in this game, that being the great assists.
Player of the game. Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this, except that he fits the title of this segment? He was definitely cold in this game. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.